everybody. How you doing this month? It's March, the third month of the, I almost said week, year. But it do feel like the years are flying. But do you care about yourself, kid? Yeah. All right. So for this month, it's Mother's Appreciation Month. Showing, yes. You know, where would we be without our mothers? Where we have our last names, first names correctly? I'm just playing. Oh, where we have our names, where we have our identity, where we have a sense of character. Because I would say I would have my characteristics from my mother's, like my charisma, the way I talk to people and treat people. I say I get from her a lot, and for this month, oh come on, don't do this to me now. See, when you try to go technical, sometimes Mama say stay original. I'm not doing it for today's episode, but for today's, I'm just jump straight into it because Mom jumps into it. Mom doesn't stray. She doesn't turn away. She doesn't bat her eyes. You know, I'm saying for those who have that mother, I'm not downsizing nobody, but you know, everybody's mama is different. Cause some people tell me all the time, I wish I had your mom. Take it. Take it. I love it, but take it. Take it. So we're gonna hear some of about mothers from people who are mothers, some people who probably are possibly becoming mothers, and those who, somebody whispering out there what they saying? Oh, that's a mother talking. So we can get that light. I'm gonna read the first question for the mothers, and fellas, you can answer this one too. Yeah, go again, locking on me. I mean, I can't speak to them with no light on. Shine the light on them.
Family gatherings.
You talking that a little bit.
Put the camera on.
She said family gatherings, and I will intervene. But that was my mother. That was my mother. Every summer, we go to North Carolina, we go to Florida, we go somewhere. Mommy is setting the trip up. And the kids and the grandkids, we would get 3 expeditions and rent them and follow. Yes, we did. 3? Yes. And we would roll on down the road in them expeditions, North Carolina, Florida, wherever it was. I miss my mother because that was one that, you know, she kept us together. She kept us together. And after my mother passed, I'm called the matriarch now because I'm trying to keep us together. Because family's not how family used to be. Everybody's separated, everybody doing their own thing. But it's something that we need to keep going on.
Staying together.
Staying together. And loving each other, loving on each other. Not like these are your enemies on the streets. We need to continue loving on each other. And this is something that I do now because I have been called the matriarch now. Well, everybody come to our Mickey house. And I get tired of it sometimes. But summer's coming and I'm ready for it. Because they will be there.
Start stepping over this person and that person.
Yeah. You know, everybody comes to my house because I'm always the one that want to cook out or, you know, just do so. Even if we just sitting outside, because I continuously go get my dad and bring him out, and he sits in my driveway and he chills with the kids and the grandkids. So it's just something that, you know, we need today.
Thank you, Sharon. Anyone else? The joys of it?
I would say my mom, she was a matriarch. Because, you know, like my father and her, you know, like they separated, you know, like once she had all the kids, I guess he no longer wanted her anymore. She had to make another move. So she took all of us from Florida, brought us down to the South Carolina, and she made a way with us without a husband, without a man, period.
That was different.
You know, and it was 6 of us, and she was carrying a baby when she left there, but she didn't know. So she had that baby when we got down south. So 7 people, 4 boys and 3 girls. She really raised us, at least to the best of her knowledge. She raised us to turn out to be great kids. You know what I'm saying? Out of the 7, you know what I'm saying? So the boys, she taught them how to go out and work, make a living, so we can keep our place, whatever, you know. She teach them standards and all that. And overall, I would say, like, my family is pretty decent. You know, we never did fight each other, you know. And she always had something always good to say to us. You know what I'm saying? Never anything bad, no matter what we did. She always had some good words to. Even if the boys go out and do something bad, she will always say, if she give them a switching or something, she was like, I'm doing this because I love you. And for real, it taught them too. You know, so I was just so proud of her for looking back on my life now. I'm so proud of how she really managed with 7 heads of kids. And she did a great job. So I'm looking at her as the matriarch out of my family as well as her sisters and brothers. She was the matriarch.
I just want to add, because you know, this is a part where I feel like the guys, some of the fellas should join in.
Yeah, I got. I want to say, you know, my mother was a matriarch of the family. You know, because like she took care of myself and 3 siblings. You know, my father wasn't there, so you know, she was the mom and the dad. So you know, I give big ups to that. She instilled in us how to be the way we are. You know, well, the way we should be, but I went astray. And she was real disciplinarian, you know, and that kind of led me to be, you know, like, to love on women, you know. My mother was a great woman. She was, like I said, she would take care of my siblings and I, so it was, you know, it was rough at first, but yeah, she was a real matriarch, you know, and till her last final days, you know, she told us when she was on her deathbed that, always remember, you know, don't be like your daddy, you know.
Ain't she say that?
Yeah, always remember, don't be like your daddy, and if you got a family, love on them, and stay with your wife if you can, and, you know, here I am estranged. But, yeah, it was a learning experience for me. My mother was a great matriarch.
Now, I wanted to also pinpoint like certain things in each person's answer, because you know, talking about our moms, the things that she went through, bringing us up and the upbringings, like, you know, mom really went through a lot, and even for you women here, y'all went through a lot. Some, you know, maybe not so much alone necessarily. For some of us who had to watch our mom raise all of us by herself, fight to not necessarily actually physically fight, but fend for us to have a roof over our head, rather it was government assistance or financially being paid for themselves. Like, just watching her go through that and then try to maintain her own personal care. Like, I took a lot away from my mom, even when I didn't mean to, with my own personal stress growing up as a son, being bad in school. She got to come over here for this meeting or that meeting, or this sibling got this event going on and my event going on, and she's by herself. You know, she got to split herself in so many ways just to appease to everyone else. But how often do we give something to her? You know, like, what do we give back? How can we do it efficiently or proficiently? So for the second question, we all have more than one grandma, not judging. Who gave you the inspiration for your truth that you have now? Ooh, I heard that.
Light on.
You know, back in the day, mamas had them wish brooms, right?
Yeah. Right here.
I must say,
My grandma used to be like a Power Ranger.
these brooms still work.
10 years, boy.
Peace broom. I think my grandmother broke that one on me. Anyone else? I can't see the who's talking on Jayden. I didn't know he had a broom. I'm gonna edit that out. But somebody else was saying something. I heard you, Michelle.
Well, actually, I was saying something about a broom, but you were saying something about grandma.
Yeah, I'll read it again. We all have more than one grandma. Not judging. Who, in other words, not saying because I got a grandma I love, and then I got a grandma I love, but I don't like. I want to go to this grandma house, like which if you could choose. That's why I said not judging. I love both my grandmas. It's just that you have that one grandma that you will always go to more than the other.
Well, I don't have any grandmothers. I never knew either one of my grandmothers. I only met my great grandmother and her sister. So those are only two. But I always used to go to great grandma's house anyway. That was the place on the weekends. Inglewood by the creek.
Catch a little bit of that breeze.
Grandma give you that money out that stocking down in that thing. And every time Aunt Mary lift that dress up and get her little stocking out with the money in it and the change. Boy, I used to love that. Yeah. And sometimes they have it up in the wig too.
Well, making penny. They had that
Pull
penny.
them little stockings out, knee-high stockings.
Keeping that money warm.
That was their deposit box.
You said keeping the money warm.
But yeah, I never met either one of my grandmas, so. I know me as being the grandma, I think I'm the favorite one.
Okay.
Okay, Grandma.
Anyone else?
My grandmother, what I loved about her, because to me she was like a strong woman that you can look up to, like nothing didn't, bother her too much. She always, praised God and everything. And when we was little, she, that was in the city then, that's South Jersey, so it was basically country to me, from up here. And she used to take us, go get them poles, go get your poles. We used to have to go fishing. We used to have to work in the bean field, the tomato field, the blueberry field. Like, it was about, like, working. Now, when I got older, it was, teaching us how to work.
Yeah.
And that's what instilled in me once I got older. I always liked it to have my own. I always wanted to work for my own. We used to go fishing. We used to go every summer. My mother sent us down there when we was in school, just to work in the fields, just to get our school clothes. My mother bought us some stuff, but that was our summer. We would go down there and make our money, and then we could buy what we wanted to buy. So yeah, like my grandmother, she was just like, and then she was like the one that kept all the family together, and it's a big family. Like all the grandkids, all the nieces, all the, And she only had the two daughters, my mother and her sister, and two sons. That's my Uncle Joe and, my Uncle Joe and my Uncle George. So it was good. She was just like trying to keep everybody together, but most of all, she was teaching all of us how to work, when we get older. No matter what, we gotta defend for ourselves.
Many hands make light work.
And that was good, so that's what I liked it about my grandmother.
As far as like I was saying, dealing with the two different grandmas, like I said, I love both my grandmas. I love them both. I just know my grandmother Sarita, she was that grandmother that if you wanted to get anything out of me, she was the one that you had to go to. Oh, he ain't talking. He won't tell no. She got it. Send the weapon. Send the ultimate weapon. Oh, yeah, he about to open up. Floodgates about to open. Yeah. You want to know if he did something wrong? Send her. You want to know why he did what he did and he ain't trying. Send her. That she was the one that showed me being vulnerable, being truthful, being honest, being God-filled, and having a condescending mind. You can't put a measure on that, especially that having a mind worth saying that you always have God on it, always want to be in His light, be a beacon to others. She showed me that. She gave me that drive for that, and that's one of the things I remember about her the most, and I hold on to the most. So she's the woman that I the grandmother I turn to them. Even in my moments of downside on my own now, because she's no longer here, I still think about the conversations that we had and the time that we shared. I'm gonna get to this third question. If there was a way to show your mom, if past, that you love her through any activity for one day, a full 24 hours, what would it be and why? If there was a way to show your mom, if past, that you love her through an activity for one day, a full 24 hours, what would it be and why? Oh, yeah, just
Yeah, to show my mom the appreciation that I have for her. I mean, it's obviously too much to put in words, but the first thing that hopped in my mind was like an all-day spa or something. You know, just let her be pampered all day long. You know, whatever.
So
She like a queen, you know what I mean? Feed her. She don't gotta go nowhere. Just sit there and feed her whatever she want, grapes, or live like a queen or a king or something, you know. Get massages, watch her favorite show, listen to her favorite music, which would be gospel. You know, it would probably be church all day though, knowing my mom. You know what I mean? Because that's what she really into. Mm-hmm. She's into the Lord, you know. And I don't know. It's hard to say. In fact, I'm glad we talking about this. I'm gonna ask her like, what was her best thing she liked to do, like as a child or in her teenage years, and just kind of let her take that walk down memory lane.
Dance with her.
You know. Yeah, that's about all I got on that.
Thank you.
anyone else? No.
Well, you know, for me, mom, back in the days, you know, like they didn't have many activities that they was doing except for working, trying to make, you know, ends meet and stuff like that. But if, I just would say I wish my mother was still alive, because she, you know, got killed when I was like 14 years old. And for me, I would say I would just love for her to be, lived a little longer, just for me, to just show her love by taking care of her in her old age.
Yeah.
I would say I showed my mother a lot of appreciation when she was here. Because Mama loved to put that hand out. Fridays, Mommy was there collecting from whoever was by the house. Because everybody know my grandma going to bingo. And when she pull up, she was in her car, and
Yeah.
Recording.
any grandkids out there and they pull up and they working, that's what she had to do. That hand was out.
Got my bingo money?
Yeah. So she stayed in the bingo. She stayed in Walmart, ShopRite. She stayed somewhere, you know, and I appreciate it every day. You know, just miss getting home and hearing that horn. Grandma outside, because that was every day. Even though my mother was up in age, she always came to the house every day. Tuning that horn. Even she sitting outside eating her chicken supreme.
Oh, she had some teeth in her mouth.
With them or without them.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you know, that's just something that I had to get used to, not hearing that horn. And looking out the window, seeing that pan, knowing, you know, my mommy's there. But when she was here, she was very much appreciated. Very much.
I take it that's just about everyone who was willing to share. Unless any going once. Okay. Well, I would like to, even though my mother and my grandmother, one of my grandmothers is still here, but if I was to spend a day even with just my grandmother Sarita, I would still invite both my grandmothers and my mother and my brother and sister's mother, and I would just have an all day Mother's Day out, and just like Jasper said, pamper them, you know, get a spa treatment, facial treatment, exfoliation, all of that, you know. Got a little movie playing, you know, get a full body massage, get the whole, you know, feng shui going on, you know. Do all of that for them, you know. And just make sure that they happy and that they know that they're loved, and not even just for that moment, but every day. Like I said, like I sometimes have moments where my grandmother's words, and even my mother's words, they just be right there when I need it. And that's just about every time when a situation arrives. Like, you right? Because if I don't, I'll be looking wrong. So, to you, mothers, matriarchs, thank you for building us to be strong, loving, caring, giving individuals. Because of you, our individuality is strong and beautiful. So to all the mothers out there, do you care about your self-care? Yeah.